Happy Tuesday.
What's up, everybody? Hope you had an amazing weekend.
The
We're back in
weekend,
your ear,
it flew by.
didn't
Flew
it?
by. Especially when you're having fun.
I was shadow boxing doing that MMA stuff. I don't know if everybody listens to watch MMA, but UFC opened up this weekend with a huge fight card.
Oh, it was the first time of the real.
Yeah, since all this pandemic, as they call it, went through, I call it a moment to learn more about yourself. But it was like so cool. I mean, it was knockout after knockout. I was shadow boxing in the room,
Oh, God.
picked up a pillow, body slammed it. I didn't know if I was WWE, MMA.
Well, I'm glad that you arrived safely here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Back on
Can't say
Intercontact.
much for the other guy.
So today we're on
Oh,
episode 15, which is easiest to step into, comfort or fear.
ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Take it
And
away,
this,
Ellie.
well, this is one that we had for quite a while, I would say. And a lot of our experiences kept coming back to breaking through that little barrier, whatever it is, of fear. And today we're like, you know what? Since we um, revert back to this topic so often, I think it's time to actually
Yeah.
have a discussion. So, comfort or fear, and the reason we I say which is easiest, um, we'll start with comfort, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with comfort, our brains love patterns, and we feel that we don't propel forward because it's more comfortable where we are. But in actuality, it's not really comforting because our desires never stop coming through to us.
Right, right.
Okay, so since your desires are continually coming through, let's give an example, personal one, speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always shying away from speaking, from singing,
Right,
because I felt more comfortable not being on stage and not doing it.
right.
However, it will follow you around like a puppy. But I didn't want to do it. I'm more comfortable. But then I would see my friends, they're propelling, they're going and delving into speaking engagements, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then all finally, there's going to be that opportunity where you comfortably step through your
Right,
fear onto the other side.
right.
And I wanted to share that one, it's okay. I always say it's okay to be in a comfortable place because at some point, your desire is going to be so strong that you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable stepping through that fear because fear is just, you don't know what's on the other side. That's all it really is.
It's like, you're right. Would you say fear is almost like doubt of the unseen? It's not believing in the unseen. It's not believing that it can manifest. You have doubts. Fear is thinking more pretty much of it not working or fear of something not going your way than going your way. For example, if I showed you doing it comfortably
Hmm.
on stage and having a great time, and you could actually get a picture of your future, as they say, for lack of better terms, and then
Hmm.
you're laughing, people are pointing, you're having a good time. You say, "Oh, that's what it's like." Boom, good. But it's that
Right.
unseen. It's that, oh man, what if, what if, and the what? It just you know what I'm saying. With that, that's why I
The
look at it
acronym, like
sometimes.
the false evidence appearing real,
Yes, yes, exactly.
FEAR, false evidence appearing
Wow,
real.
wow, I love that.
Hmm.
False
Hmm.
evidence appearing real. Honestly, I never heard that one, or if I did, I forgot. But I love that. False
Yeah.
evidence appearing real. Wow. Everybody, write that down in your mind on a notebook. Tell it
Hmm.
to your mama. Give it to everybody, because we using that stuff.
We don't waste that, Mikey.
They telling everybody about fear.
But it's really true. It's really true. And it's so nice to know that you don't have to push yourself outside of anything. If you are fearful of whatever it is that you're desiring to step
Mm-hmm.
into,
Mm-hmm.
I always go back to and keep it close because it's so true, is being okay. Being okay because it's never an opportunity that you miss. We never miss an opportunity. It's like a train. It'll be there, it'll go, and then it'll be there, and it'll go.
Another
And
one
you
will come
have
up. Another train will come up. That's true.
another, yes. constantly, constantly. And just knowing that it's just such a relief in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also recognizing when you're comfortable, um, I don't want to use, I guess, I was going to say our past experience. Well, I can because it's our past experience where we were raised in an enclosed society. And in that experience of not being able to socialize with others outside of
Right.
it
Mm-hmm.
was a comforting place because we had really everything that we desired. We had the family, we had the love. We knew once you cross that barrier of going outside that our relationships with my father and my mother would cease because they weren't willing to support leaving the enclosed society. But it was that desire. You can't
Mm-hmm.
stop a desire, you know? And I love that we were able to break free of that outside of your comfort zone. Um, but inside that comfort zone, and I'm not going, it's like I'm getting these thoughts, they're coming in, I'm getting them all,
Channeling that stuff.
yeah, all settled here to share is when you're comfortable, it isn't always easiest because there was so much pain to sit in the unalignment of your desire to break through that fear. So
Right,
you
right, right.
have
Yeah, I
that,
see what you're
right?
saying. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. Your desire, if it's that's something you really, 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 really want, will overlap or surpass the fear of not doing it. When you finally just step out there, your desire or your belief or whatever you want to call it was so strong that
Yeah,
even fear couldn't hold you back. So
even here.
wait for that. What do I say? I'm not don't use the word wait. So I don't like using the word wait.
Mm-hmm.
Practice the art. See, this is where our imagination is so beautiful because imagination is reality. I have to, if you hear me say it, anyone, think about it, but really understand what I'm saying because whether you believe or not, it runs the world. Nothing exists without being a thought first. Your pen, your underwear, I don't care what you want to call it. Nothing exists without being a thought first. Whether you
Yeah.
believe it or not, that's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
When you have something you want, don't take action first. Get comfortable with that new identity to the best of your abilities. That means you don't have to do anything. Just so if it's getting married and you want the perfect person, you have nobody in your life. Put an imaginary ring on your finger. I heard Neville Goddard say that. You know, if it's a beach house, look at beach houses. Do all the mental preparation first, and you will find the desire just going to mount naturally so quick, and doors are going to open that are going to flood your life that you won't have a chance to be fearful because it's
Mm-hmm.
just going to appear like that. But to bulldoze forward as we're used to doing, I gotta do it, I'm gonna face it, and you just aren't doing it with all the tools you could if you do something different, which is actually relax and do all the thought process. Think about it, enjoy the mental work, and then mental
Mm-hmm.
work, and then and that fear will not be fear like it used to be.
I love that because I do feel that it is a duty of people of some sort of when they are the epitome of success. For some reason, I hear often, and maybe it is real in their experience, is once they're there, they share with others the way they got there is struggle. Is struggle. And perhaps in their experience it is.
Or
I
not.
love hearing or not
Hmm.
thinking what you know what I mean, that continual conversation of what they think people want to hear. But the
Hmm.
reality is there isn't any struggle in this. It's only
There
the
isn't.
struggle that we intercept and make it. We actually cause the struggle because life isn't a struggle at all.
It never is. It
And it was,
never is.
yeah, it was
And
never
for
meant to
anyone
be.
who says yes it is,
Hmm.
I'll say it like this: we could take our life, and I told anybody, in fact, you wrote a book, in fact, your book about the life that made me do it is behind you,
Hmm.
about what people may perceive as a struggle. the the title is beautiful because it's not about struggle, even though when you're in it, you think it is. When you step on the other side, in order to get your story out, you may portray it to people, you relate to people, and they may think, "Oh, it's a struggle," but when you really understand life, it was all necessary, and it wasn't a struggle. We just perceived it as one, therefore it became one.
Correct.
It became
Correct.
one because you thought of it as one.
Yes.
Believe it or not, to some people, one girl was on the thing, she won the lottery. Guess what she said? It was the worst thing that ever happened to her in her life. Here, people are wanting money. This young girl won the lottery at 17 years old. You know what the struggle was to her? Winning that money, because she said she wished she never won it. Because to her, and we can never define how anyone feels. They can tell you how they feel, and maybe they're telling the truth, maybe they're not, but only they truly know how they feel. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember that story and I saw it, and I'm glad I mentioned this now. Won millions, millions. Worst decision to her ever.
Why did she say share?
Because she said the amount of attention, the amount of people she thought liked her at one point, people that entered her life under false pretenses, the experiences of money, how it separated her family.
Mm,
And she just wasn't prepared mentally to deal with the long term effects of having money. She was good enough. She not good enough. She was always good enough, but she was at the point in her life where she had done something vibrationally, where she lined up for a moment, which is all anyone needs to manifest what you want. She lined up with her vibration enough to actually win the lottery. Anyone can do it. But you'll see all these stories about devastation is because how quickly we go back to what you talked about, your comfort zone. What's your comfort zone in your mind?
mm-hmm.
Lack, struggle. That, but you're like, I don't want that. But guess what? If you know what you're going to have, that habit has been formed. You may be comfortable with struggle. We didn't say you like struggle. You're comfortable. You know, every day, it's a habit. I'm running my mouth, guys, but I got to get this out. It's like every time you're just like boom, 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 the same things. Do you? And somebody asks, "Do you like this?" She's like, "No." Then why do you keep doing it? The underlying answer is this: because you're comfortable with it. It's a habit. Our lives perceive that. We get used to it. So this girl won this money. It threw off her comfort zone, which wreaked havoc. And she said the happiest days when she lost the money again.
Wow. That brings me to another point that we were talking about is the foundation. And I love every time we come on, I really, really love it. One, stepping into your purpose. And so many things I just want to share. It's just that foundation, it just needs to be so strong that it's
Mm-hmm.
rooted so deep into the ground. And it's just understanding like all of these elements, realigning what we thought. It's really a lot of it's an illusion, this world that we live in, and
Mm-hmm.
getting back to and
Mm-hmm.
learning
Yeah.
how things work, the
Yes.
tools, the proper tools, pulling things off as a priority like money, which a lot of people, or you actually, we know we can place anything on that top shelf, but
Yeah.
learning that everything's even, there's nothing above anything else. Self-love.
It's our thought or attention to something that makes it more or less important, right?
It is, Mike, with food,
Wow. Yeah.
weight of energy, and it's all these elements that we're happy to that it came to us because things come to us. You don't,
Mm-hmm.
we're learning. You don't have to chase
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
They want to come to
They
you.
want to chase you.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really do. And so I love it about the entirety of the comfort and stepping outside of that. And it's just so beautiful because again, it's not easy. We're not saying it's easy to step outside. We're just asking you to evaluate when an opportunity presents itself, self-check things when nobody's there, tools that you have to
Yeah.
ask yourself, am I more comfortable sitting where I am? And is that why I'm not interested in doing
Right.
XYZ? It's just something to ask yourself for
Yes.
self-reflection.
Absolutely. And I love how you said it. The cool thing is too in life, you actually don't need to know why you do what you do. You really, the whole thing is, what do you want? The thing is, what do you want? Now, do that. You may find out that there was a reason, that the reason you did it was because when I was younger, did it. Okay, so that's why. But don't focus on that. Okay, that has nothing to do with where you're going. If you see people sit there, do it. Go ahead, Ellie. So you want to say
No,
it?
no, no,
I'll
no.
come.
I know. I wanted to say for my it flew out of my brain is that is 100% correct. We're here because a lot of instincts is your instinct. Understanding it will come. It will come. But understand you don't have to have the understanding to follow your instincts. You were born with instincts, and it's
Yes,
trusting
I love that. Yes,
trusting that
yes,
natural born instinct that you were gifted with. You were
hmm
gifted with, and building that
absolutely
bond so strong that you don't have to understand why to
right.
follow what you were given to
To
do.
follow, yes, and everybody, that's the biggest thing that Elle just said, and I just have to. I'm reiterating everything she just said again. If you, for let's take an example, money. It's a big topic for everyone. They idolize it. I used to put it on a pedestal. Don't anymore. It's the biggest relief ever. But here's the thing: you sitting there and you say, "Man, I know why I wanted to be rich because when I was younger, I didn't have food. I used to struggle. This, that." Do you know none of those things matter? That's why you're. That's why you'd want money. But that has nothing to do with you unless you make it something to do with you. You could easily just say, I'm rich in my mind, or why am I so rich, as we do those affirmations. And we sit there and you create a world up here in your imagination, which is the true reality. Create that mind. Okay, so the reason you want it is because you were poor. That actually doesn't matter. Life doesn't give a shit. Just know what you want. How do you know what you want? Did you ever write down what you wanted? Did you ever talk on a recorder or visualize everything you wanted? Don't say why. Okay. Just write down your perfect life. You don't have to find out why. You just know this is who the identity you do. That's your only job. Focus on that. You don't have to do anything else. Just know what you want. Now watch the world bring it to you, because if a waiter comes up and says, "What do you want?" You go and you just look at the menu. It's like
That's so
pick.
profound. Something, and that's a really big step, which I'm writing down for a homework thing, is writing it down is actually fearful in itself because the other day I was stopped writing something down because it's facing something in yourself. Do you believe it? Do you believe it?
Wow.
And
Wow.
right. And so it was just so beautiful when you write things down. Like all these steps are processes of breaking through the illusions and
Mental
seeing and
barriers, yes.
mental barriers, and meeting you and all of your power and all of your abilities. These are all tools. It's writing something down. Why is it so scary? Oh, because I actually don't have the belief behind it. Can I really afford that?
Wow. Is
Yeah.
everybody listening to that one? Because I'm so guilty of that stuff. I'd
Yes.
rather, and I'd be like this. Let me help the universe out. Even though it spins the world on its axis and everything else, I'm going to help you out, universe. You can
Right.
give me this or that. If this is too hard, then give me this. Because I wouldn't want to give you such a hard, big assignment to give me that.
Right. I know.
It's looking at you like, get out of my way. Get out of your own way. Which
Correct.
helps me. You know what I'm saying?
Out of your own way. It's really a playground. And that's how I look at it. It's a playground just based off of your own beliefs.
Everything. Everything. L says it. I love when you say this. It's not this or that. It's and. You heard our other stuff, and I advise you go back and listen to the other stuff, because we're channeling so much cool stuff as we grow and grow and grow. We're
Hmm.
gonna be we're every time we get on this air, it's gonna be better and better. And right now is the only time it matters. Right now.
It is. It's
There's
like there
no
is no
future
future.
better. It's right now. My brother Eric said that to me one time. I used to say just up to recently, like, our best days are ahead of us. He's like, no, no, your best days are now.
I love
now,
that. I
right
love that.
now.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
happy now. If you don't know what you want, then just get happy because that's the core of everything you want anyway. Just get happy. Who cares? Take, oh, Abraham Hicks, 17 seconds. Say for 17 seconds, I'm going to just be happy. I don't give a shit what's going on. Can you take 17 seconds and just be happy? Try it. You'll be surprised. You get to 10 seconds, you're like, holy shit, I can't even get to 10 seconds without being thinking of something or a thought coming through. Then how can you change your life?
Mm-hmm. 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 And also, it's like so for listeners that are listening, because for some, it's like, well, how do you even get happy? You know? And it's just so funny
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many stages in everything.
Yep.
Well, we were there at one point, and I would
Mm-hmm.
say, I would like to hear your thoughts, but reach for the next best feeling. It might be a thought, it might be stepping out in nature. Nature's a big one for me. Feeling the ground with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just taking a step away from whatever that might be burdening your mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Take a breath, right, El? That
yeah, take a
helps too.
breath.
Take a deep breath in and out if you can't do anything else. Let's go. Breathe in, breathe out. And actually, on a scientific level, for people to understand this, there's a almost like a dopamine effect. It's like you're pausing your that momentum. You're just pausing it.
Hmm.
That few seconds of relief. Here's something. If you're panicked, if you're not on fire, literally on fire, don't stand there and breathe. If it's that, call 911 through the flames.
Right. Disclaimer.
But otherwise, disclaimer. But otherwise, say, I'm going to take 6 deep breaths and I'm just going to focus on my breathing. Go. All you're doing is literally focusing on the sounds going in and out, in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose. 6 of them. And then just go. Peace. That right there,
I
no
love that.
matter what you're doing, you can do 6 deep breaths and say peace, say peace. And if you don't feel gratitude, don't say gratitude because the time it might throw you off, even though you should. Just want to find peace. How about just
I
peace?
love that. I love that. I
Just
felt that peace.
peace.
Just peace. Just peace.
And just do it and
I
peace.
love that. Peace is perfect. Peace is perfect. Releasing the need of excess weight for you guys. Happy, even releasing that. You just want to feel different than what you're feeling.
Just peace.
Just different. Peace
If
is
you're
beautiful.
depressed, you don't care about being happy because as I learned from, depression is so far on the scale. Anger is a way up towards happiness. So
Yeah,
when you're depressed, you don't feel anything at all.
correct.
So you'll be happy just to feel something, even if it's anger. So it's all dependent on where you are. Don't let anyone
Correct.
else define that for you. You just want ultimately right now, just find peace. Happiness follows that. Just find peace.
Correct. And it's so true, Mike. Relating to depression, because I had severe depression years
Mm-hmm.
ago, and happy is so far to grab
It's like
onto.
this, L.
Yes. Yes, like looking at the stars.
Yeah.
It's it's exactly what you said. Just lying there and finding and releasing yourself of the need to say, I gotta be happy. That's so far of a jump. That's so far of a jump.
Yes, it is.
Peace is
Yes, it is.
beautiful. Just
Peace
peace.
it just peace. And you'll find so much peace in that. You really how much time we have left? Because we talk because I talk so much, that ain't funny.
I know I wasn't even checking it. Oh my God. What? 24 minutes.
What?
Oh my
I
God.
know. I know. That's
I
how
said,
time
there's no
fast.
way. There's no
I
way.
know. I
All
know.
right, guys. Well, thank you on that note, Michael.
Oh,
So
you're
there
so
are some
funny.
homework tips for you guys that I was jotting down. One is writing things down. That's one of the things that Mike had said. Um, Checking in with yourself. If when opportunities present themselves, just asking yourself enough is, are you not jumping to it? Because you don't have to, but just asking yourself, am I not jumping into it because I'm not comfortable? I'm more comfortable here. I'm more comfortable here. Just know it's going to follow you like a puppy. If it's meant for you to jump into it and through that fear, you didn't miss the opportunity. when you're comfortable, you're going to jump
I
and propel
love
into
that.
it.
Wow. I love that. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that just lets the pressure off so much, knowing there's
Yeah.
another train always coming in. There's another train always coming in, and it's not, and you're not going to get the sub version of it. You're not going to get the broken down version. You're going to get the top level version of it. No matter how many times you miss
Yeah.
that train, you'll always get the best one.
Yes. I love that. Really, really good. And on that note, guys, we enjoyed this, of
Yes,
course.
we did. Yes, we did. I'm going to take myself for a walk.
And we'll be checking in with you guys on Friday.
Sounds good. High five, Ellie. Boom.
See you,
Catch
Mike.
everybody later. See ya.
Okay.
Awesome. That
That
was
was
really,
good.
really fun.
That
That
yeah,
was
that was
really fun.
good. That was nice and nice